So what that looks like, right, is like, and we just did the first step of the epic intentionality method that I use, right, which is this conscious manifestation process of embodying that expansion, embodying that version of ourselves that really is in heart alignment. She feels limitless. She feels that she can live in her most desired life on her terms, and she's the game changer. She's going to do it, right? So this is a process of how I walk my clients through this and the things that we're checking off, okay? So we did the self-reflection part, which is the mindset audit. Like if you don't know where you're starting from, if you don't know how you're showing up in the world, you don't know those core learnings about yourself, those core issues, those core belief systems that are keeping you stuck or keeping you in survival mode, keeping you in a limited version of you, keeping those false truths there, we can't move forward. So we did the first step, right? Which I'm happy for you for. And I want you to send me messages. Let me know what came up for you because you just need that one breakthrough. You need that one big aha moment and that is the game changer, right? So from there too is creating the vision, like giving yourself permission to see yourself in that expanded version of womanhood, that legacy creator, right? The person that has the things that they want, that's passionate about life, that's purpose driven, right? That feels abundant, that feels the profit of her investments into the world and three, you're going to goal strategize from there, right? That mindset driven goal strategy. You're going to take the information, right, in this audit and create a pathway. And I call it the Hello Highest Self path, right? You're going to really create that pathway of putting expanders into place, putting resources into place, putting supports into place, putting different habits into place that support the mindset, not the goal, but the mindset, because the mindset shift, the belief system is the goal. And when I focus on that, when you focus on that, everything else falls into place, right? On that tangible level. And then four is that expansive container to hold the transformation, to hold the transformation. And that's where boundary setting comes into place. That's where support like having a coach, going into a course, going into a mastermind, having some different embodiment practices in place. That's where learning and different kind of books and inner work that's where learning some type of strategies whatever it is that's what goes into place right here because you want something to contain you to help support you to be your safety net and a lot of people don't do that like I always feel like out of whack when I don't have a coach like especially in my business like I need or a group or something that I'm a sisterhood container because yeah like I love my friends love my family love my husband whatever yeah they support, yeah, but they're not on the same pathway. They don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be working on. They don't know how to challenge me all the time. They don't know, and so I need to be in that energy, right? I need to be in that energy, right? So creating that container to help. All right. So I can imagine, oh, look at that. Okay. So I can imagine this all sounds good. Like I know like you're like, oh God, this is such a great way of looking at things. And and you're like, yes, like this is when this is a way to kind of conceptualize everything. And but the reality is that this can be pretty overwhelming, right? Like you're looking at a very different way of addressing your goals, addressing your life, showing up differently. And it can be really scary. It can be really uncomfortable. You can be really feeling really uncertain about things and knowing that like, okay, if you're at a place where indecisiveness is part of your habit of survival of keeping yourself safe and keeping yourself right here, like that is your self-sabotage, then it's hard. You're gonna want someone that's gonna guide you. You're gonna probably want someone who's gonna be like, listen, girl, do this, do that, do that. Like, here, let me listen to what you're thinking, bounce some ideas off of me, and let me give you a feedback, right? I get it. And I'm sure too, like um, you can probably feel stuck and defeated by this point, right? If you've tried some things, you've been journaling, you've done affirmations, maybe you've been in a women's group or whatever, and it still kind of is the same, and you're having difficulty balancing all the things that are on your plate. Like we talked about that, right? Like I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur of two businesses. Like I definitely get it. And I'm a breastfeeding mom too, okay? Like, listen, this ain't easy out here. I get it. Um, and a lot of my clients that work with me one on one, like this is their story. Like I get it. And especially when you're pushing past those beliefs, like whether you're a woman of color or you're career driven, right? Or you have multiple children, or you have, or maybe you're a single mom, like maybe you're having a difficult time in your marriage, or maybe it's just like the roles that you play in life, period. Maybe you are a caretaker or a caregiver, or you have Asian parents, or whatever it is, like, you're drained, you're already in burnout. So to work through some of this stuff can just feel just so much, on top of just having an inner mean girl in your mind, constantly questioning like everything that you want to do. Even though you know you want more in your life, you know you're deserving of those things, it doesn't take away the fact that it's scary and it's overwhelming. Listen, I totally get it. This is not my first rodeo. Been in the game 15 years, okay? As a therapist, as a mindset coach, like I get it. So what I have created to help is my breakthrough fear workshop. Like this is my one of my favorite workshops that I have, because I feel like it really dives into those four epic intentionality steps. Like that's the whole purpose of the workshop, is to really help you get your life together, right? To turn those big dreams, those big desires, those into conscious manifestations, like really understand each component and how to put those things into place. So I'm going to just click here to go to the sales page here, because I'm just going to read through here a little bit and talk through it um, with you. So it really is here to help you unblock those mindset traps, limiting beliefs, those negative self-talks, and really learn how to create a mindset-driven goal strategy, like how to put something with clarity and bold confidence into your life now. Um, and so we kind of and here's the thing, like I kind of talked already about my transition. I've used this framework from employee to entrepreneur. I've used it for past traumas and experiences I've had to feeling bold and confident in life, right? I've used it to, grow my business, do things I never thought possible. I've used this again to be the mom that I really desire, where I'm working only a couple hours a week and I give my kids a lot of my time, right? And I'm able to do that. And so I've really hit a lot of big things. Even the idea of having over 300 clients in my courses worldwide, it's just like very, very, very mind blowing. And I can still pursue my passion. I still do. I still do things that I love in life. And I'm able to feel very fulfilled and very abundant. Even when I'm dealing with stuff, like I still feel like that vibe and that energy, right? And it's because I am always working from a mindset driven goal strategy. But like I said before, I have these clients too. And so I've talked about my clients before, where they have launched, they've authored books, they've launched businesses, they have, really hit peaks in their careers, whether it's, high paying or pushing for promotions, or, these types of things, or they're switching careers to really, go into a field, or really even, I've had clients that we work together to even create the career that they want, right? Their ideal job, and being able to get that accepted by the companies that they work for. So we've done a lot of things, right? Setting those boundaries in place, really healing those relationships, and getting unstuck emotionally, and it has really, really been transformational. So the results are there. So the mindset the Breakthrough Fear workshop is a 2-hour integrative hands-on workshop. So it's pre-recorded. I've already done it already live, and it's broken down into really bite-sized components for each of the steps. So you can, of course, watch it all the way through, stop it at each stage, and do the workbook, because there's a workbook that goes with each component of this. So like I told you, hand holding here, you're not by yourself, you're not on your own. So you will have, really detailed feedback from, well, not feedback, but detailed instructions on how to implement each stage, as well as a workbook to work on it before you actually go into implementation. So that you're really getting unstuck and you're having a clear mind-driven goal strategy, a pathway to walk from. So you're not feeling frustrated, okay? And you have that clarity and you feel really anchored. And so the things that you will do during the 2-hour workshop is you'll apply the methods, like I said before, right? So where you're able to really implement those mindset mastery strategies and take action. You'll complete a mindset and lifestyle audit. So this is really there to really position yourself in all of the capacities to take action. This is huge. I think a lot of people don't know this, but you actually have to be ready for change before you make change. And so it's not just the idea of desiring something different in your life. You actually have to have the inner and outer commitment and like the deep resolve to do it and to know where to make the changes. Like I said in the audit, like the one of the questions was like, how you know you're ready and what are you really ready to be done with. So we have to take action from that place. And that is very different than how people actually goal set. And you're going to create that expansive vision. So one of the things that I love about the workshop is that it does come with a visualization to program the vision into your mindset, to figure out what it is and to program it into your mindset. And that is amazing because when we are operating from false truths, when we're operating from those stuck places, when we're operating from those old beliefs about ourselves and how we should show up, that it actually blocks our desire. Like, it actually blocks what we are truly passionate about. And so I have a lot of clients who come to me and they're like, I don't even know what I want. I'm like, well, what do you want? I don't even know. I don't even know. And they're just so used because they've been so conditioned from for such a long time that it's so hard for them to figure that out. And so if I can't figure that out, and then how can I feel deeply satisfied in life? And how can I go past resistance to get there, right? And then you'll have strategizing your goals. So, like I said before, you'll create that mindset driven goal strategy. Like, I'm going to show you specifically how I use the subconscious mind to create my goals. And then I'm going to break down how you can do that. So, it's a whole thing. It's amazing. And then lastly, you'll learn how to develop your own safety net, yeah, expansive container. So you can not backslide. So you can minimize the backslide, minimize the self sabotage, and continue with forward momentum. So, how to really build that mindset mastery brain muscle, right? Of knowing how to reframe situations, knowing how to look at things, knowing how to figure out what I need before I need it and put it into place. I think it's a lot of people's problem too, is that they're not like predetermining those things. They're not thinking about those things ahead of time. And so when they get going on their goals, it's like, okay, backsliding happens because I didn't have anything there to create a net for me. So let's kind of keep going down here. So like I said, so you have a 2-hour breakthrough interactive training. So you can stop at any time, compact the different components, take your time, and just slowly implement or go at whatever pace you want to go at, right? You have the workbook that supports it at every single part of the training. Okay. So I'm not just talking to you, you're going to be doing, doing, doing. You have the meditation to help set those visions into place, right? And really challenge those belief systems, get clear, get confident, get aligned, and get into flow. And you have the self audit that's there to figure out where you need to shift. All right. Um, so we got a lot of great student wins here, of course. So client here, I will for sure do this. My favorite nugget was when you said give gratitude always and recognize your forward momentum. Huge. It's so important to be able to know that and recognize that you're making forward momentum. I think for a lot of us, we feel so stuck because we're so ready to take the big leap. And that's what also slows us and makes us backslide because it goes back to that fear place of I'm not good enough, I can't do it. So when we put some abundance practices into place as our safety net, we can really push ourselves forward. So what else do we have here? Thank you for your presentation. I love hearing about your process and how I can incorporate new techniques to stay aligned with my highest self while bringing my message to the world. What stood out the most was when you said that oftentimes people don't stick with it long enough because that self-preservation kicks in. I'm holding on to this for the next time I feel discouraged. Yeah, and I think again, like putting those embodiment practices into place and sticking with yourself and your version. Because once you really see and once we see a vision of ourselves in the future and we see a vision of ourselves and it lights us up, that's a version of us that already exists within us. Like we have that. And so we have to work on taking the stuff away from her so she can rise to the top, right? And I loved the presentation. I find it really relatable. The attention setting masterclass, which is what this is part of, right? Was huge for me. I've been trying to do more things with intention, such as doing favors, purchasing things, going to events, etc. But the masterclass gave me much deeper insight to actually define what intention is and how to go about manifesting every intention I have and make decisions based on it. So it's the clarity, right? If you're not intentional, then you're not conscious in your manifestations. You can get any kind of outcome. And here's what one of my clients said too, was like, I never thought not being intentional to things I call in my life really plays a major part in my life's direction. And until now, I've pretty much just been riding the wave, right? Um, this program allowed me to evaluate my current mindset and see what actionable steps I can take to shift it so I can better serve me in my future goals, right? And it assured me that progress is better than perfection, right? And I love that. Um, and taking small steps each day is an amazing start, working towards a better mindset without getting overwhelmed. But I know that's the biggest thing is feeling really, really overwhelmed. This is actually a guy who took it, which is awesome. He said, I also appreciate the openness to talk about the doubt and self cycle of fear and all the stuff in the beginning because this is so relatable. Even I would imagine if someone gets up, parts of that doubt stays there once in a while. Yeah, and I think that's just so important is to really be able to face the doubts that we have, and feel empowered about facing them. So I love this workshop because it really shows you how to compassionately, peel back the onion layers in a way that isn't you crying in the corner somewhere, but it's really empowering. It's like, yeah, that's my story, that's my narrative, and here I am actively changing those things. So right now, you can get 50% off of this training for the next 5 days, okay? So I want you in there. I want you to take this to the next level. I want you to know that you have a solution to your problem. You can and you do and you shall have abundance. It is a non-negotiable. It is your birthright. It is the only outcome we are working from. You are a legacy creator, and breaking through mindset traps is a non-negotiable. Like you have to do it so that you can finally set yourself up for success in your life in all the areas. And abundance isn't just about profit, but it's about feeling the return for your life investment and feeling deeply satisfied and all these different things fulfilled. You be in overflow. So right now you have 50% off with this code BTF 50, and you can only use it on this website, www.bdanielle.com/BTF offer. So go ahead, jump in there. You have 5 days to go ahead and get into this workshop. And you'll also have any updates, that I make to it too. All right. And at the end of the day, I just want to let you know, don't let fear and discomfort block you or get in the way of you thriving. It's your birthright. So create space for your highest self. Make choices every day to live in alignment with that and to feel abundant. Like, that's a belief system that I'm moving with, right? So move with your belief system and commit to that expansion, right? And just continue to invest in yourself. Continue to invest in your worth. Continue to invest in your deservingness. Like you should have it all. That's it. We're not just surviving, we're thriving here, right? And at the end of the day, I don't want you to forget to keep me updated. Like, I want to know how the training was for you. I want to know if you have any questions. I want to know your breakthroughs. I want to know like what you're doing. I want you to screenshot and tag me on some stuff, on some testimonials, on just where you're at. Like, I want to know. It like really fills me with so much joy seeing women create change. Okay, we're the change makers. Everything starts with us. So here are all the ways to connect with me on Instagram, Facebook at Epic with Brit. Here's my website, bdanielle.com. Email me hello@bdanielle.com. Work with me, and there's plenty of courses too. So work with me is awesome. Work with me one-on-one VIP. Like we go so deep into my whole entire Hello Highest Self curriculum, which is a beast, okay? Because we are here to reprogram at every single level and do great work. And of course, like, there's plenty of courses that you can do on your own just to kind of keep it moving and keep building on things. But always check back because I'm always, offering new things. So I will see you in the next container. And I'm so proud of you for being here. I'm so proud of you for committing to yourself, investing this time in yourself. And I cannot see what you decide to do. And I cannot see what you create into the future. All right. right, bye.